Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 21st. We're going to do Lesson 90, Reducing Fractions, Part 2. We did Part 1 way back in Lesson 81. So this should just be a nice review of some information. Again, please take notes. So a fraction is reduced to lowest terms when 1 is the greatest factor that both the numerator and denominator have in common. So let's look at these two circles that I have here, and I have divided them. This first one I've divided has two parts, and I have shaded one. This next one I have 8 parts, and I have shaded 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this demonstration here, I'm going to show you that these are equivalent fractions and they name the same amount. Now again, this should be a review. You should know this. So we can reduce 4/8 by dividing 4 and 8 by 2. So we're going to divide both our numerator and denominator by the same number. So 4 divided by 2, and then 8 divided by 2. 2 will go into 4 twice. 2 will go into 8 4 times. So if we reduce 4/8 by dividing both terms by 2, we find that 4/8 is equal to 2/4. However, this still is not reduced to lowest terms. We can simplify this and continue to reduce it, so we're going to reduce again. These are both even numbers, so we know 2 can go into them again. So then if we have 2/4 divided by 2 here, 2 will go into 2 one time, 2 will go into 4 twice. So now we have reduced the fraction to find that 4/8 is equal to 1/2. So we can avoid needing to reduce more than once if we divide by the greatest common factor. We talked about GCF a couple lessons back. So if we find the GCF, the greatest common factor, of 4 and 8, if we would have done that at the beginning, we would not have had to have reduced twice. So this is just something that'll save you some steps here. If we find the greatest common factor, the largest number both of these have in common, it's not 2, but what? 4, okay? So 4 goes into itself 1 time, 4 goes into 8 2 times. So then we eliminated this step and we just had to reduce once. So if you find the GCF, that's going to save you having to reduce more than once. I just did laid out in 2 simple steps. Please write this down. To reduce a fraction to lowest terms, you'll find the greatest common factor of your numerator and denominator and then divide both by that number. Okay, now let's talk about how to write a percentage as a reduced fraction. There are 3 steps we're going to look at. Let's have an example of, let's say we want to write 40% as a, and I'm just going to do a capital RF for reduced fraction. So in order to write 40% as a reduced fraction, I need to write the percent as a fraction. So that's going to look like this. 40%. Every percent is out of what number? 100. Okay, I've done step 1. Step 2, cancel matching zeros. What does that mean? Does it mean I mark out all the zeros? No, they have to be in the same place value. So if I'm looking here for step 2, these zeros are in the same place, so I can cancel those out. Then that leaves me with 4 over 10. Reduce the fraction. What number? We know these are both even, so we know that 2 can go into them, but now we need to think, is 2 the largest number that can go into both of these? Yes. So then I'm going to divide both the numerator and denominator by 2. 2 will go into 4 twice. 2 will go into 10 5 times. So 40% written as a reduced fraction is 2/5. Now let's do some practice. It's very important that when we get to this point in our lesson that you do pause the video and work the problem out on your own. That way you know if you're doing it correctly. So at this point in time, I want you on your paper to do 4 over 12. And I want you to reduce this fraction to the lowest terms. Pause the video, then hit play to see if your answer is correct. So looking at my numerator and denominator, I'm trying to think of the largest number that can go into both 4 and 12. Again, we know 2 can go into any even number, but there is another number that's bigger than 2 that can go into both. 4 happens to can go into 12 and 4. So if I divide both by 4, 4 will go into itself 1 time, 4 will go into 12 3 times. So there is your reduced. Now please look at G. Pause the video after you write this down and please do G. For this, I want you to solve, then reduce your answer to the lowest terms. Remember, when you're adding fractions, the denominators need to be the same. These happen to already be the same. Okay, 7 plus 1 is 8. Keep your denominators the same. 8 can go into both of these. 8 can go into itself 1 time. 8 goes into 16 how many times? Twice. Okay. Look at H. 3/4 times 4/5. When you are multiplying fractions, do your denominators have to be the same? No. Pause. Work this one, please. Okay. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 5 is 20. What is a number that can go into both 12 and 20? So if you get stuck thinking about that, you can always start with 2. You know 2 can go in there. And then you can say, 2 can go in there, can 3 go in there, can 4 go in there, and just make you a little list at the bottom, okay? So I know that 4 can go into 12 3 times, and 4 can go into 20 how many times? 5. Very good. And do I, please? I is 19 over 24 minus 1 over 24. Pause the video. Then see if you got your answer correct. When we are subtracting fractions, our denominators need to be the same. They already are, so we can go ahead and subtract. 19 minus 1 is 18. 24 here. And for this one, you should have gotten 3/4 on that one. Okay? And look at K, 60%. Go back, find your 3 steps. So the first thing we do, write the percent as a fraction. Every percentage is out of 100. Second step, cancel matching zeros. Cancel matching zeros. Third step, reduce the fraction. What number can go into both of these? We'll say greatest common factor. Let's do 2. 2 will go into 6 3 times. 2 will go into 10 5 times. So 60% written as a reduced fraction is 3/5. Alright guys, that's it for today's lesson. Make sure you do problems 1 through 30. Let me know if you need any help. Have a great day.